Alright, there we go. Ooh, it's been a minute since I've made one of these videos. Yeah, kind of want to base this video around like anxiety and, when you're going through a lot throughout your day, it's hard to take a step back and, be thankful for the stuff that you have and how far you come in life. It's one of those things that, it's hard to take time for that. But, lately the past couple of days I've been practicing that, and, whew, telling you, man, I've been feeling a lot better with that. So whoever is going through a tough time right now, you'll get through it. Just remember, the information that you get, take a step back and just process the information. That way, when you're done letting it soak in, you've had time to think and to come up with the best possible outcome or possible, action, for your next act throughout the day. Because, a lot of information that we get can be overwhelming and cause anxiety. Like, for example, a few minutes ago I had an appointment set up with my doctor, and no one was picking up. So I called, and really anxious, let them know, and finally got it resolved, thankfully. But yeah, I just, want to encourage, those whoever, going through something to try to take a step back, and try to work through it, whatever you're going through. Because it's easy to just, go through the motions and not think on it. And that's a lot of times what, the anxiety can take over, the feeling of overwhelming, that you're not going to get through it or through the day. But it's something that I haven't mastered, but it's something that I try to remind myself. But yeah, just whoever's going through a tough time, you got this. You're strong. You've come this far in life. You can go further. Just words of encouragement. But, just know that there's a saying my brother told me, your focus becomes your reality. And I do believe that. If you search for something hard enough and long enough, and in your heart you want it to come true, eventually it will. It's just a matter of how bad you want that, in your life or whatever it is. The job, just anything along the lines. But, it's something I've been telling myself lately, because I've been having a hard time too. We all have. But it's like, you live, you learn. And, you learn to grow and get stronger. That whenever you're faced with difficult obstacles, down the road, it's, it becomes easier to manage. Because, the more coping skills you get with that, and you start working through it, the harder, the obstacle or the next one, that's harder. It's not so hard. It seems easy, but it's just been thinking on that a lot lately, because I've felt it. A lot of people I've talked to, have been, it's had a lot weighing on them lately, and I've been feeling that in the air, man. And I just want to make a video to kind of bring awareness to that, because a lot of us are, are busy, with stuff, and don't really remember to take the time for ourselves, at least a majority. I mean, a lot of people who do. But, you know, self-care, you know, just working on your mind, making yourself stronger, because, you know, you're worth it. You're a strong person. We all are. Although, you know, the things in our life, you know, we can make us feel like we're maybe not as important or not worthy. But I'm going to tell you right now, everyone's worthy. Everyone is worth the time, you know. There's a lot of negative stuff out there, and a lot of stuff that drags people down, stuff they might not have control over. But the first step in that is something I'm learning too for myself, is, well, what's within you. Because, you know, we can't control what others, you know, think and do. But back to the whole mental mentality, it's like we can control what we do and how we feel, you know. And I just want to bring awareness to that, because, like I said, it's been on my mind a lot lately, and I haven't made a video like this in a while, you know. And my motto is, if I can just reach one person, then that's all that matters. Because the motto I like saying, I have a couple of mottos. One day can change a life. One life can change the entire world. You know, and it's short, sweet, simple, powerful. You know, I've made some really good friends over the past year who've helped me grow within myself, to see the worth within myself. Sometimes it takes another person to kind of help, you know, guide you and, you know, see that within yourself. And it's a powerful thing, man. You know, having friends, you know, having people you can talk to, because not everyone does. And you don't have to have a lot of friends. That's something I'm learning. It's just, you know, have the ones that have your back. But, you know, I just want to let whoever's going through something know, you know, there's sunshine over that hill. You just keep going. No matter how bad it hurts, how much you want to give up, just keep going. Because eventually, what's going to happen is you might not get to where you thought you were going, but your path has something greater in plan that you thought, you know, you were going to obtain or, you know, walk into. And even if you close a door, your path has many other doors that can be opened, you know. So just keep going, keep walking. You got this. Just be strong. And, you know, remember, you're a warrior. You know, I had a poem that I wrote, you know, about a warrior. I'd have to relook that up. It was a long one, but, you know, we're part of it. A part of it was, you know, we're part of the cosmos, you know, that sparked the light of the world, man. Existence, you know, you're a part of that, and that's big. If someone ever tells you that you're not enough, or that you're not worth, you know, the world or the time, that's not true. You're a star, man. You're bright. You're radiant. You know, we're meant to live, you know, and, you know, to the fullest of our abilities. You know, as long as you're trying, that's all that matters. But, yeah, I just want to put some words of encouragement out there, you know. So whoever's going through something, you got this. Peace. Hope this helps somebody.